And perf. Art should be good to go. All right, hello everybody. Welcome back for more Friendsim as we try to do volume 2 and 3. All right, so we will start volume 2 of Aesthetics, Crimson and Otherwise. You stumble through the streets of a strange alien world. Ever since you crash landed on this hostile planet, you have been desperate for information, provisions, and possibly for a bit of medical attention. Along the way, you've had some laughs, embarrassing missteps, and maybe even an encounter with alien meat products. You don't really want to go into it. What you do want to get into is friendship. An alien plan of endless friend opportunities awaits you. Honestly, at this point, you'd make friends with one of those weird purple bushes. You're not picky. Wait, you see something in the distance. Or perhaps someone? Hmm. Eridan? Erden? Erden? Lo, what light through yonder weirdly organic architecture breaks? A small figure approaches. Oh, oh my gosh. You are so far, you've sold quite a few insults in regards to your looks and intelligence levels. You aren't really the type to let the shallow opinions of others get you down, but it's been kind of a rough day. You brace yourself. Cute. Oh. Oh. She gives you a sweet, sincere smile. I've never seen anything like you. Gives me all sorts of new ideas. Boy, do you hope some of those ideas are about friendship. Now that you got a taste of it, you are hungry for more. You take a stumbling step forward, and your ribs remind you that although the potential of camaraderie is enough to improve your mental health, it can't cure acute injuries. Oh, you don't look so good. Come inside. I've been looking for new contributors. Contributors? Could she mean friendship contributors? No, that's dumb. Maybe she runs some sort of alien newspaper and she wants you on staff. She looks a little young for that, but what the heck do you know about alien management hierarchy? You follow her to a nearby building, and now that you're looking up from your ravenous hunt for companionship, you notice that you've wandered into a kind of an upscale part of town. There's a lot less garbage and people collapsed in the street. You see one of those spiky robot things, but it's washing a window instead of shooting a laser at a group of children. If that's not high class, you don't know what is. Or you can follow her inside. She turns around in the threshold, blocking your way. Real quick. You don't happen to be an artist, do you? Artistry? Well, as a matter of fact. Tell her no, you've never had much of a knack for it. Oh, good. Friendships between artists can be so fraught. Much better to just keep things between artists and art appreciators. That way no one can get jealous. The girl's smile widens even further. Ah, I didn't save for that one. Oh well. And you feel an unbelievable rush of joy. Have you finally found someone who isn't a total fucking maniac? Oh boy. And she brought up friendship without you having to mention it at all. It puts a spring in your step. Or as much of a spring as possible with a broken arm and misaligned torso. Amicia leads you into an elevator with buttons labeled in spiky letters that make absolutely no sense to you. You realize that probably nothing is ever going to make sense to you ever again. That's okay. Your hierarchy of needs have adjusted recently. You're a new friend. You're jumping the gun with this descriptor, but you're being seriously good about this encounter. Stands in the corner of the elevator, wriggling her claws. I wish I'd known I was going to have company. I would have cleaned up a little. It's been a while since I've met anyone new. You assure her that whatever disaster her house is, it can't be any worse than some of the other places you've seen here. Although you kind of get what she means, she's wearing an artist smock that's covered in splashes of paints. Actually, it doesn't really look like paints, but it couldn't be anything else, could it? It's every color of the rainbow. Ah, troll blood. Nice. The elevator door slides open, and you step into a space, and you are relieved to find it is totally recognizable. A table overflows with messy palettes and brushes, cloudy jars of water, and sponges. Several easels stand beside the window to catch the light of the two moons, and a number of canvases lean against the wall, turned so you can't see what's on them. First things first. Amisa brings you over to a wall screen that looks way more high-tech than anything you have on your now-defunct spaceship. Tapping away at a series of unreadable symbols, she then indicates you should take off your sling. Here, go ahead and stick it in here. She seems to want you to put your injured arm into a large hole in the wall, which you do, because you are sure your new friend has the best interests at heart. At your best interests at heart. The hole shrinks down like a blood pressure cuff, sending bolts of agony through you. You want to yank your arm back out, but you don't. Even if it's broken, you still like having it attached to you. Instead, you shout a lot and thrash your other limbs around. Calm down, you big wriggler. It's like you've never seen a medicalizer before. If you don't stop moving, it won't work. Tears spill down your cheeks, but you force yourself still. You'll bear the pain. You'll do it for your friend. She's looking at you so hopefully, and she's so delicate and pretty, almost angelic. You look at her face and tell yourself it's going to be all okay. I don't trust the blue bloods. I don't trust the purple bloods. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. I don't trust trolls, alright? I'm just going to say it. I don't like them. All they do is hurts. Finally, the hole releases you and you pull your arm out to find it. Completely healed. You move your fingers, it doesn't even hurt anymore. Hey, things are looking up. See? I told you. This is great. You are overwhelmed with the urge to celebrate. I want to dance with my new friend around. You try to resist the urge to celebrate, but you fail to resist the urge. You take Amisa by your tiny hands and twirl her around the studio, or you try to. You forget about your breasted ribs. You sure are doing that a lot. You let go of Amisa and go careening into one of the tables. Thankfully not the one covered in art supplies. You hit the corner and go onto your already incredibly sore ass. This is what you get for acting like a huge fucking tool in front of your new friend. Are you okay? Was that some sort of ritualistic rite of healing I've never heard of before? You shrug against the floor. Amicia leans down and picks you up in a bridal carry. Despite the fact she's about half your size, it makes your ribs hurt, but what doesn't nowadays? Amicia lays you down on a weird lumpy couch. Are you sure you're okay? You look a little white. She trails off to nothing. She's looking at your left arm, which you have draped over yourself awkwardly to sort of try to hold your torso together. That color. At first, you think she means the color of your skin, which is different than her light gray. Then you think she means the truly fantastic buffet of bruises you've got going on. Hello, Demon Zeri. Hello. I just finished eating sausage. I finished eating breakfast as well. And eggs with onions, bacon, dinner roll. Yeah. But then you realize that in your prancing idiocy, you managed to scrape up the inside of your arm. Blood oozes sluggishly from the wound. Yeah, hope your meal went well. Hope you're having a good day. Eggs in a dinner roll of bacon sounds so good. It was pretty good. I liked it. I just cooked it up real quick in this little break I had for myself. Amisa dredges a finger through it. You're half expecting her to put it in her mouth for this to become a whole cannibal situation. Well, since you aren't the same species, it wouldn't really be cannibalism, but still, no thanks. Instead, Amisa just holds her finger up, the drop of blood trembling on the tip. Oh no, I have the exact color she needs. This color? I've never seen. No, please, please, no. No. She dashes off to one of her tables, pulling over a sketch and dragging her finger down it. Your color paints a rusty line down the center. She lets out a little squeak of excitement. No, please, please don't. Don't pull out my liquids. I need them. This is amazing. What, red? Not red. There's a million dirty little rusties swarming all over this. Oh no. She does have the arrogance of a blue blood. Oh no. I'm drowning in red, but this is crimson. It's incredible. You must be some sort of mutant. And you're really lucky I found you instead of one of the drones. No, I'm not. Average blue blood mindset. Lucky? Yes, very lucky. The luckiest. Though your arm is healed and you're sort of out of whatever doubtlessly weird weather happens on this planet, maybe Amicia is right. Maybe you are lucky. Close your eyes and try to breathe. Zen yourself out. Really send yourself in your own body and all that garbage. Then you open your eyes and wow, you sure aren't centered anymore. In fact, you roll completely to the left as you try to get away from Amicia, who is back and standing over you with a gigantic axe. Watch out! Amicia grabs you, drags you back up onto the couch, and plants her hand on your solar plexus, effectively pinning you down. You'll hurt yourself if you keep flopping around like a beach blubber beast. You want to be friends, don't you? You want to help me with my artistic aspirations, right? You get the feeling that you might be trying to manipulate you? Just the tiniest little suspicion. It's possible Amicia has recognized your intense craving for companionship and is trying to exploit it. You don't like being suspicious of a new friend, but that's a pretty big axe. I don't know what's got you so worried. I just want to show you my axe. Ah, of course, makes sense. It is a really nice axe. You hold out your hand for it, but of course it is too heavy for you and your hands are all sweaty and you fumble it. Fumble the really sharp weapon. Amicia tries to catch before it's too late, and somehow in all the wriggly struggle, you end up getting cut. Like very cut. Across both your wrists. In fact, you don't think she even aimed. In fact, you don't think she could have aimed even better if she had been trying. Oh dear. Hard agree. Don't struggle. You only hurt yourself more, silly. You don't want that, do you? No, you definitely don't want that. Not after what a butterfingers you've proven to be. Misa gets up to put the axe down and you kind of lose track of her for a little while. You're bleeding all over her couch and everything around you starts getting shiny and unreal. She comes back with a couple little jars that she uses to catch her blood. That's a good idea. You sure are making a mess. I wonder if they are specifically blood jars? They look like jam jars. Alien Jam. Space Jam. God, you love that movie. It's been so long since you've seen it. It's been so long since you've seen it. Definitely the best PG movie about basketball. Way better than the one with the dog and the clown. Do they even have basketball there? You ask Amicia. And she just shushes you and brushes her hair back off your forehead. She keeps smiling and saying comforting things. God, she's such a good friend. For too long, you do what it's honestly a goddamn shock you haven't done before now. You pass out. When you come to, you're propped up against the wall in a weird way that wouldn't love even. When you come to, you are propped up against the wall in a weird way that you wouldn't love even if you weren't invalid, and both of your arms are jammed in the hole in the wall. The med hole. A well-needed nap. Yeah. The med hole. The glory hole of well-being. The magical sphincter. You grunt to pull your arms back out. They're healed. The cuts in your wrists are just two faded pink lines. You take a step away from the wall and immediately hit the ground. You may not be actively dying anymore, but you did just lose like half the blood in your body. Gosh, you're tired. A little giggle makes you turn around, or roll over since you're still on the floor and probably not getting up anytime soon. It's fine. You've met worse floors in all of your life. Misa's sitting at one of her easels, her hair pulled back beneath a scarf, and little round glasses perched on her nose. A jar of your blood sits next to her, and as you watch, she dips a brush in. I'm glad you're awake. I was a little worried I'd actually killed you back there. She laughs and you laugh along with her. It's very funny. Actually, everything is very funny right now. It's probably the blood loss. You ask what she's painting. You, of course. You inspired me. Well, right now it just looks like a bunch of red squiggles and some lines, but she just only got started. She's warming up. She sits there on her stool, looking at her palette and chewing on her lips thoughtfully. She looks somewhat nervous. Actually, I want to show you something. Something I've never shown anyone else. She leaps up from her stool and crosses the studio. You roll to your other side to keep her in your line of sight. I really hope she isn't getting another Space Jam jar. She starts turning around the canvases one by one. They were all blank, except for one, which has a very... Wait, no, that's just a shadow. Every single one of them is blank. You aren't sure you understand. You ask her if these are all just new canvases that she has not gotten the chance to paint on yet. Amicia sighs. No, I've had them forever. I'm just not a real painter. There, I said it. She buries her face in her hands, talking from between her fingers. I'm really good at all the other parts. The materials and the studio. I even make all my own paints. I just can never do the actual sitting down and doing art part. She just looks so despondent. You wish you could do something, but you don't really know that much about art, and you probably can't stand up yet. You tell her that she looks like she's moving in the right direction at least. You don't even have a studio or any brushes or stuff like that. Of course you have no aspirations of being a painter, but you leave that part out. That's just it. I feel inspired for the first time ever. I think it has to be if you're messed up, disgusting mutant blood. There's really no other explanation. She takes a knee beside you, picking up one of your limp hands with hers. They're cold, like she's been pressing them to a glass window in winter. Usually I just finish off my contributors quickly. I don't have time to deal with a bunch of injured low bloods moaning around my studio, but I couldn't just use your blood up all at once. You're far too special for that. You gaze at Amicia. A mist has responded over your vision, and it isn't even the mist of imminent death. I have to keep this precious blood safe. I think you might be my muse. Oh no. Oh no. I got the good ending? What? You thank Amicia profusely, but you manage to keep it to the strictly verbal sort. Medicalizers are great. This part of the city is great. You really need to get more rich friends. You tell her this, throwing in a compliment of her studio while you're at it. See, this friendship is easy stuff. Huh, I'm glad you feel that way. You're obviously really strange and under-socialized, but you don't seem to be a complete cultural idiot. Plus, I think it's really endearing how helpless and trusting you are. You laugh, slightly unnerved. You want to take that as a compliment, but after a recent encounter with another girl in blue, well, it's all ended up okay. And Amicia is so nice and friendly, She keeps calling you cute, which you think is pretty generous of her considering what a disgusting mess you are at this point. Speaking of low bloods, what's your blood color? Just out of curiosity. Blood color? You aren't really sure what she's talking about, but red? You tell her it's red. She looks a little disappointed. I got plenty of burgundy. Oh well. Good thing I have a delivery coming soon. Hey, do you think you can help me set up a few things before they get here? They? Visitors? As in plural? As in multiple potential friends? Oh, hell yes. You are all over that, especially considering your newly healed arm. You are anxious to display all the simple motor functions you can perform. Misa gives you another radiant smile. You live for those smiles, man. They are just so full of the glowing nectar of romance. Perfect. Let's do this. Work always goes faster with two pairs of hands, after all. Yes, absolutely it does. And even if by that she seems to mean her hands are pointing while she tells you where to put things, you're totally fine with that. Your ribs are still kind of killing you, but you swallow down the pain. You're getting pretty good at that. Too bad you can't stick your whole torso in that medical science fiction hole in the wall. Well, maybe you could try, but not right now. Right now, you got a friend to help. Amisa instructs you to clear all the furniture to the edges of the room and lay down a big purple tarp. Apparently tarps aren't blue on this point. Macy answers his phone and then buzzes open the apartment door. She runs over to the elevator with a squeal of delight. They're here! Sorry, I'm getting so giggly about this. It's just been a while since I've had any new paints. Wait, paints? That's what's coming? How do you think about it? There's something pretty crucial missing from this whole artist aesthetic she's got going on here. There aren't any paints. No tubes rolling colors or pots with their tops left partially unscrewed. There aren't even any pencils. The elevator opens and two trolls come in. They have pretty similar shaped horns and are almost the exact same height. Brothers? Do trolls have brothers? From their uniforms and the douchey, swaggering way they walk, you get the idea that they are some sort of law enforcement. That and the third troll in handcuffs they are dragging between them. Thank you guys. You always bring me the best materials. They don't say anything, they just bring the third troll to the center of the tarp and force him onto a kneeling position. Then they bow to Amicia and leave the way they came. This doesn't look great. Even before Amicia runs out of the room and comes back with an axe the size of her whole body, yeah, you're not loving this. The troll in the tarp trembles and bites back a sob, but they don't say anything or try to run. She isn't going to do what it looks like, is she? You can't bring yourself to believe that this cute little alien girl is going to straight up axe murder a dude right in front of you, presumably to finger paint with their blood. You stammer something to this effect. Amicia laughs. Well, I don't use my fingers. I'm not a fucking animal. She considers you for a few moments, tapping a claw against her mouth. I know. You can help me. I only ever let one other person help me if I work. And she's out of town right now. But you and I have a connection. You feel it too, right? You do. God, you do. You've been feeling it so much lately. For everyone you meet, you thought you had maybe come across someone who would readily accept your platonic longings without putting you through the ringer first. You do want to help me, don't you? You do. You want that more than anything. Amicia looks at you solemnly. Why don't you do the honors? She holds out her axe. I wouldn't offer this to just anyone, but I can tell how special you are. You're trembling. The troll in the tarp is also trembling, but unlike you, they seem to have accepted their fate. Slowly, inevitably, you hold out your hand for the axe. Misa gives it to you with a smile. God damn it! Forgot about your broken ribs, and that you're a human. You can't pick up gigantic fucking axes with one hand. You drop it and it bounces away from you like way more than you think an axe should probably bounce. You look like Amicia from where you are, doubled over with pain and shame. She laughs and scampers over to retrieve the axe, once again swinging it up without any sign of strain. She doesn't even have any visible muscles. What is a girl made out of? How silly of me. You seem so culturally advanced that for a second, I forgot about your natural inferiority. Here, I'll give you a second chance. Oh god. You nod. Yes, please. A second chance that does not include committing gross murder. Usually I just use chains. I've got a better idea. Oh god. You get what she wants you to do? You hesitate and Amicia's smile gets even sweeter. Sweet like poison. Oh? You don't want to help me? The tarp crinkles underneath you as you kneel. You grasp the troll's shoulders and mumble an apology. They continue to say nothing. Amicia is sharpening her axe, which already looks pretty damn sharp. Hold on tight. You try. You really do. The problem is, you try to hold on tight, but at the same time, you try to drag the troll out of the way, some buried instinct to try to preserve the life rising up inside of you. You're weak and injured, though, so all you end up doing is just flopping both of you a little to the side. Instead of coming down the neck in a clean slice, Amicia's axe glances off the troll's collarbone, mortally wounding them instead of killing them outright. And now you know why they have not been begging for their life. They don't have a tongue. So they can't beg, but they sure can yell and thrash and bleed olive green alien blood all over you and the tarp. God, there's so much blood. It's just burning everywhere. Jesus Christ, you're such an idiot. Why couldn't you just commit? Now you're covered in dying alien, and so is everything else. Amicia, the work table, and most direly, the canvases leaning against the wall. Amicia takes one look at them and lets out a wail of rage. I can't believe this! I let you into this hive! I let you into my life! I was planning to let you into my pusher. I thought you were a fine sophisticate, but now I see you're just a Philistine. She gives you a shove towards the elevator. Your ribs are screaming and so is the bleeding troll. You try to babble an explanation. Forget it. I don't want to hear your excuses. Kahoot was right. If you want someone killed right, you have to kill them yourselves. You ride the elevator back down, kneeling in a pool of blood and failure. Terrible at murder. All right. How are you gonna fuck up my day? Sirava? Alright, Sirava. How are you gonna hurt me? Yes, a potential new friend approaches, and they look almost as messed up as you are. Whoa, what the fuck, Lamau? You an alien? You nod enthusiastically. You sure hope your new prospective friend is comfortable with extraterrestrials. Things could get pretty awkward otherwise. You should really, not be outside, Lamau? Freaks like you could get picked off by drones in a hot second. No offense, Lamau. You don't like the sound of being picked off by drones? That would really inhibit your companionship plans. You hastily explain to this strange one-eyed troll that you crash-landed on this planet and are in desperate search of friendship. Your plight seems to move them. Well, shit. If you really don't have anywhere to be, I promised myself I wouldn't do anything call risky. What the hell, Lamau? Come with me. Name's Sirava, by the way. You follow Sirava down a twisting stretch of road. Wow, this is going really great. You bet you'll have a new friend in no time. Oh, if they like the vaporwave. Oh, yeah, it's that playlist, the Lofi. Alright, here's my hive. You can hide out here for now. I got a lot of followers who are pretty into aliens. They might get a kick out of this one, Lamau. You look around Sirava's hive in awe. They sure seem to have a batshit crazy taste in home decor. Checking out my aesthetic? I worked pretty hard putting this place together. It's all about the look and the BG where you're streaming, Lamau. Yeah? I need to get I need to download the one room that Linus was in when he was streaming and just set that as my background for VTuber Studio. And then just add a blur to the window. This was my favorite song for a while until the clowns came out. This is pretty chill. Don't want my fans to think I live in a fucking dump and spend most of my days depressed and crying, Lamau. You like Moisture Wave? What the fuck is Moisture Wave? Seriously? If you don't even know what Moisture... If you don't even know Moisture Wave I like, can't really see why you'd want to be friends with me, Lamau. Because to be honest, I don't even know how to explain it to you. You just have to be like, get it? Zero considers you for a long moment. Actually, yeah, this is gonna work out. Get out of my hive. I live in hell. You have no idea what the hell a moisture wave is, but if you don't want to offend your new friend, you have to tell him you love it. Word. I'm actually streaming some chill beats as we speak. Check it out. They gesture towards their strangely bulbous alien computer. On the screen is a GrubTube channel. Lofi aesthetic incubated beats. Wow, they sure have a lot of subscribers. You ask them if they drew that very nice anime girl that they're using as splash art. Nah, I just ripped off some like Eastern Altarian movie and recolored it to look like me. Fucking nailed it, Lamau. You nod vigorously. This is very impressive. Yeah, I'm kind of a big fucking deal online. I built up my own streaming empire, worked my ass off, Lamau. Nurse these beats to help from tragically ill sample loops. Not all fun and games though. The life of a popular guy, online guy. You can't even imagine the hardships I've gone through. All in the name of lofi chill hop aesthetic moisture wave beats. That shit keeps me up at night. Zirva looks into the middle distance pensively, their one eye filled with poignant emotion. You never knew the life of a streamer could be so vaguely filled with torment. You're moved to cry. A single eye, he's so fucking relatable. As I burp. Yeah, you get it. Oh my gosh, they're me with my lofi aesthetic as well. And how I cry and depressed all the time, totally. Ugh. Oh, Papa. You're really vibing on my emotional frequency, my dude. You know you gotta suffer for popularity. You nod enthusiastically. You don't think you've ever been particularly popular, but you're very good at suffering. This is going great. Part-timer Lofi. I wish I could say more. Really get all emotional, vulnerable, and share my tragic backstory. But ever since the incident, it's been so hard to trust new people, Lamau. You feel me? The incident, that is so tantalizing. You just know that if you want to make a new friend, you're gonna have to get them to confess their deepest insecurities and embarrassing secrets to you. That is how friendships work. You place a sympathetic hand on Sirva's shoulder. You know what, dude? You really want to be friends? Yes, yes! You can't believe how pain-free and easy this experience has been. What a wonderful new friend you're about to make. You can practically feel the future bro embraces you two will surely share. They feel good. They feel right. Huh, you sure are eager. Be like, if we're gonna be friends, we have got to work on your look. Your aesthetic is basically hot garbage right now. Fair. My followers can't see me hanging out with a fucking rando like this. Sure, you understand. You aren't quite sure you follow? What's wrong for your look? You've always thought you had a simplistic charm, a face you could put on a logo. You're not sure if you're ready to change up the tried and true classics for this newfangled teen. But you are so thirsty for Sirva's sweet friendship nectar. You need to taste it. You have to taste it. With a friend like him, you'd really go places. You could be someone. You could finally be down with the hip youth of today. You tell Sirva you're willing to try anything to get into the esteemed ranks of their friends list. Well, damn. Hold up, I got an idea, Lamau. Follow me. Sirva leads you up to the winding stairs of their hive. Lining the walls are pictures of Sirva in strange poses in different locations. They're surrounded by a few trolls you don't recognize in similar silly fashions. Fellow members of the Moisture Wave community? Huh. I really gotta take that shit down. They're all dead to me, Lamau. You want to ask if they mean that literally or not? You never know of trolls, but you keep your mouth shut. Best not to offend your new friends. I'll just move on and never speak of this again. Sirva leads you into a fairly large loft bedroom. This room is a bit less spacious than the streaming area downstairs. Here we are, Lamau. Welcome to my respite block. We're gonna get you hooked up, Lamau. If you're gonna be my new friend, you gotta look the part for streams and stuff, you know? That's right. That's why when I visit Corner and Pivot, they got to have their fits fucking locked in. You have to make you a Chitter account too. It's good for my image to have friends, Lamau. The pickings have been pretty slim ever since the incidents. On that ominous note, Sirava presses a button on the wall for large. Come here. Come here. On that ominous note, Sirava presses a button on the wall and the large door opens to reveal an expansive walk-in closet filled with colorful accessories and clothing. It looks like a regular batshit neon shirt apocalypse. I'll have at it. Unless you want me to help you pick out a look, Lamau. I'm pretty sure the right option is to have them help. You admit you have no idea how to dress yourself. You could really use some expert advice from a teen. Oh shit! Cue the makeover sequence, bitch. I'm gonna make you look aesthetic as fuck, Lamau. You stand in the center of Sirava's closet for a good hour as they go back and forth between various fashion items. Man, this troll is really indecisive. You think you're gonna go blind from all the neon in here? Okay, I'm done, Lamau. That was surprisingly hard. You have a hard-dressed body, Lamau. I just got a flashbang. There's a fucking meme I saw. I think it was like 2 to 3 weeks ago. It's like the buff hunter from Monster Hunter World, who like you meet towards the second half of the game. And it's like a pickup line of nice pants. What's the drop rate? Just in general, you're kind of fucked up looking, to be honest. It's chill though, because now you look fly as hell. You look at yourself in the mirror. Oh, it's literally just their look. Yeah, I was kind of expecting that. Except they didn't have this. Wow, radical, neato. Iconic. Now you gotta get you set up on social medias, my dude. But first, selfie time, Lamau. You take a variety of cool selfies of Sirava. Wow, this is really going well. Alright, I'll just post these and promo you. You'll be internet famous in no time. Then we can finally be friends, Lamau. That's what it's all about, baby. That's what you've been working towards this entire time. Sirava's friendship is so close you can smell it. It smells pretty dank. Seems like people are really into you. Check it out. It's true, the likes and the comments and the subscriptions are just rolling in. Huh. At this rate, you'll be more popular than me. You're sure, Sirava, that will definitely never happen. All you truly desire is friendship, not fans. That's what they all say. All my so-called friends, they were only in it because I was popular. No one ever gave a shit about me as a person, Lamau. I'm just a funny meme to them. Just a guy they can copy. You know, Highbloods are always stealing my work, my look, my music. I'm the real influencer, but these Violet Bloods out there taking my shit and getting twice the followers and tons of money. And I'm stuck here in this shitty hive with no friends because they all turned on me. But it's cool. It's chill. I'm totally chill with it, Lamau. Something shifts in Sirava's expressions that they get a good look at you. You tense up. Your new friend sure is acting weird. Ding. Sirava checks the notification on their phone. What the hell did you do? What? You didn't do anything. You think you just steal my look and get away with it? All my followers think you're the new big thing because you look like me. I want to know what the hell's going on. When's your new friend's stream? What's their sign? Are you kidding me? You haven't even done anything. You're just like the rest. No, you don't want to be like the rest, you just want to be friends. Too late for that now. You've made me look like a fucking idiot. Now there's only one thing to do. I really didn't want to come to this, but you left me with no choice. I'm writing a call out post. No. Sarava types fiercely on the device. You can't stand the look. This is the worst possible thing that could have happened. Now, no one will be your friend ever again. You'll be forced to live on the outskirts of society. A pariah. You can't even begin to imagine the things that Sarava must be writing about you. You must have fucked up so many things in your life to lead you to this point. There's only one thing to do. You stagger downstairs, past all the portraits of Sarava's ex-friends. You wonder if they met the same horrible fate as you. Their grinning faces taunt you with silvers of friendship that could never be. You burst out of the front door in Sarava's hive and make your way to a conveniently placed stump. You sit on it in complete despair. There's no point living anymore. With trembling hands, you reach inside. I was gonna say that was extreme and that was funny. That was such a fucking like left turn. Oh, you have a gun. Okay. Yep. Okay. You let Sarava know you are perfectly comfortable picking out your own look. You think you can figure out this fashion business easily enough. What could possibly go wrong? This is child's play. Yeah, man. Fashion all about like what you're feeling. Just casually. Yeah, just casually pulls out the guns. Like, yep. Gonna commit Sudoku. Also, what's trending? But you know, we're the ones that start the trends. You strike me as a real influencer, Lamau. Go for it, my dude. You enter the closet tentatively. As soon as Sarava is out of sight, your stupid ego deflates like a farting balloon. You don't know the first thing about the hip youth alien fashion of today. It's going to be an absolute shit show. You reckon? You're fully prepared to make an utter fool of yourself? Might as well get started. You pick a few accessories off of the shelves at random. A bright pink hat? Sure. You tilt it jauntily to the side. You're pretty sure that's cool. Sunglasses, definitely. That's a no-brainer. No cool guy would be caught dead without a sweet pair of shades. You select the most ostentatious pair available. You think getting the hang of this moisture wave aesthetic. You just have to look like the biggest tool possible. Several accessories later. I could definitely go without the fishnet top. Yeah. Everything else I like. Wow, radical, neato. Oh my fuck. That shit is transcendent. Wow. You got me speechless. Just damn. Look at you. It's like you're a whole new guy. Much chiller and cooler guy who I now gotta be friends with right now immediately. Pain. Now all we gotta do is debut to my hundreds and thousands of followers, Lamau. This is gonna be fucking great. Let's take some selfies. Your heart is soaring. You did it. You really did it. You're down with the kids, and now Sarava wants to take the coveted selfies with you. This night could not be going any better. You may look like a complete asshole, but if I can win you popularity for a bunch of alien teenagers, then an asshole you will be. Selling out is amazing. Well, what are you waiting for? Get over here so we can make some fies. You pose with Sarava for several selfies. They put their arms around you in a gesture of newly formed friendship. You're beaming with friend pride. Oh, hell yeah. These are turning out great. Damn, we're killing it. Now all I gotta do is post them. Sarava fiddles around with their phone for a while. You're so nervous. You've never been internet famous before. You hope the new fame won't change you too much. Or maybe you do hope it will change you into someone with a ton of friends. And the likes are rolling in. Oh yes, I live for this shit. This one guy's asking if you want any of their quadrants filled. Oh no, that's too forward. Oh, this girl loves your shades. Damn, a lot of people are asking if you're single, Lamau. Don't go for it though. My followers are fucking freaks, dude. You aren't quite sure what filling a quadrant is? Sounds like some kind of fucked up alien ritual, but if it's anything like friendship, you're all for it. Welcome to my twisted internet fame, Lamau. Let's chill and listen to some beats. You vape? Got a pretty juicy rig downstairs. Oh. You know, it's kind of cool that they reveal that this character's gay in that way. It's subtle, but if you know, you know. And I appreciate that, you know? I appreciate when, you know, character doesn't just come out and say, I'm gay, you know? I like it when they give you the hints. Like the foreshadowing. I think that's pretty hip and modern. Before you know it, you're sitting on Sarava's couch, watching them finagle with a horrifyingly elaborate vape rig that appears to be made out of some sort of living larva. You don't want to know. Sarava places their mouth on what surely must be a huge bug anus and inhales deeply. The rig makes an awful high-pitched rattling noise. You think you're going to vomit. Man, that's the good stuff. The local woman loved, appreciates gay people. No one can attack him now. I filled my quota. Here you go, my dude. You take the trembling insect into your hands. Well, here goes. Your final hurdle to eternal friendship and popularity. You vape vigorously, inhaling as much as you can. The vapor fills your lungs immediately. It burns a lot. You suddenly realize that you're not quite sure if this alien vape juice is compatible with your anatomy. You could have just inhaled a bug ass full of poison like a fucking idiot. What a way to die. Your vision swims. Yeah, you got it. Just hold on to it, Lamau. Tears stream down your face as you hold it in your double lung full of insect gas. You sure are glad you have your own pair of cool shades, or you would never be able to live this embarrassment down. And, oh my gosh, words are hard right now. You're not sure how long you're supposed to do this? As long as it takes? You can exhale now. You cough and sputter, green vapor spewing from your mouth straight into Sarava's face. You did it! You lived! Oh man, that was sick. Oh no. No, I'm starting to see the vapors. Your head feels light and woozy, and you giggle. Yeah. The two of you kick back and relax on the couch. You stare up at the ceiling. Whoa. Wonder that huge wasp in it get there. Crazy, man. Bravo's music suddenly sounds a lot more interesting. Dude, today has been way chillier than I ever expected, Lamau. You are officially my best friend for life. Just promise you'll never betray me, Lamau. You promise. This is incredible. You'll love your new friend. You watch as they effortlessly take another huge rip of the vape rig. I've been burned in the past, Lamau. Not he's being popular online, especially as a low blood. I used to be such a fucking big shot. Get into sassy fights with high bloods and shitter. Always had some shit to say, Lamau. That shit got out of control. I'm a psionic, so bitches started reporting me as a way more powerful than I really am, Lamau. Trying to get me all enslaved and shit so I couldn't keep up with my streams. It's all jealousy, you know? My stupid ass friends will turn on me so they wouldn't be targeted next, Lamau. So I took matters in my own hands, gouged out my fucking eye. It was sick as fuck. Can't use me as a battery, bitch. Still got a big following, but I don't really talk online anymore, Lamau. Better just stay under the radar, not just the law. Just be chill. And if I don't get close to my followers, they can't try to use me. Of course, that just means I'm no longer have any goddamn friends, Lamau. Well, till you. Truly moved. What a special bond you have formed for your new friend, and have them open up to you about their darkest secrets. This is the most significant and transcendent moment you have ever experienced. The two of you share a beautiful and tender bro embrace, the likes of which will never be replicated in this universe again, for all time, forever. Probably. You don't really know? You're high as fuck right now. High time. You're just holding on to the... All right. So as I've heard, we got some bad bitches here. And as you know, I love the women. Of Ladies Gray and Lucis White. Damn, who do I go for first? Putting one foot in front of the other. Continue on through this strange alien world. Just when you think stuff is beginning to make sense, it all slips through your fingers and becomes even stranger and more alien. There does, however, seem to be one thing that remains constant through all planets and walks of life. That thing is friendship. You are on the prowl for more. It would have it would have perhaps been wise to stay with one of your wonderful new friends until you are fully healed. But as Martha Stewart said, visitors, like fish, begin to smell after 3 days. You're almost positive Martha Stewart said that. Nevertheless, you soldier on in your endless quest for companionship. Where do your travels take you next? Oh, damn. Oh, no. Oh, no. That looks like a cowgirl. Oh, no. She do be looking rudin', and she do be looking tootin'. Bros, I'm weak. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's a nice smile. Oh, dear Lord. Lord, I have been blessed on this day. Let's do you first. Branya, you've been falling through a cave network for a while now. The rigid stone is a welcome respite from the eerily organic infrastructure you've been encountering, but it is also proving an unwelcome respite for friend making. It has been a full minute and Riku's already folded. Damn straight, son. I ain't a coward, I'll admit it. Oh, that's what bottoms do. They act coy about it. Nah. You're hearing my words. I ain't stuttering. I know I lost. I accept this. Only cowards staggered or stammer. Maybe it was too much to hope for, that this cavern be home to another potential new friend. Maybe leaving the big city behind was a horrible mistake. Just maybe these dark, cold tunnels are completely devoid of... Oh, hang on, there's a bunch of buildings in the distance. Oh, hello. I thought you were one of my girls, but you don't look like a Jade Blood or anything else, actually. How strange. You convey your usual spiel regarding your circumstances. You are lost, lonely, and your ribs are still broken, you think. Honestly, the ribs are fine. You could just use another friend or two. I see. My first responsibility is to my Jades and the Mother Grub, so I can't make any promises of friendship just yet, but you do look like you need someone to take care of you. Oh. Here in the breeding caverns, we follow very simple rules. 1. Don't invite drama from up top down below. 2. Protect the mother grub. 3. We have no hierarchy, but do what I say. Alright, I like this, Let's do everything we can to keep up our current record of dozens of sweeps without any jades being culled. You're not sure what half of those words mean, but you nod your head. Good. I'll take you to our hive. Follow me. You follow her into her hive, which looks like a school or some sort of dormitory with multiple rooms and multiple floors. Usually more of my jades are around. I suppose that everyone is out watching the imperial droves arrive with the filling hot pails. Girls, we have a visitor to our caverns. 1. Don't be alarmed by their bizarre appearance. They seem to be harmless and quite weak. 2. Do not give them more injuries than they already have. Our visitors are a warm jade blood welcome. She claps her hands. No one else is around, but you stand to attention and give her the thumbs up to show that you read her loud and clear. You notice that she called you visitor and not friend, but that's okay. You can do whatever it takes until you've upgraded from visitor to friend, or at least charity case. You follow her upstairs, and she stops at a big room on the second floor. When you step into it, you have to clap your hand over your mouth to keep from gagging at the revolting sight. There are big, baby-sized larva-looking things all over the floor, squirming around and crying and entering and worming out of kiddie pools of green slime. What the hell? Oh, this is our nursery. Most of our regulars are sick or injured, so we look after them in here until they're well enough to go back out to the caverns and spin their cocoons. She looks shifty all of a sudden, giving you some side-eye like she's sizing you up. You're trying to look very not threatening and also 100% trustworthy. The one on the wall always makes me laugh. Oh yeah, it is just there. Now. I thought that was just part of the post for a second. We keep this nursery on the down low. It's not against any laws, but something about break with tradition to save any of the grubs instead of letting them die. To tell you the truth, I'm not sure why we do it. I guess it just feels right to take care of them. Same way I take care of my jades. Nursery, huh? You look around again with this new information. You guys can sort of see how the regulars look like babies. You can't believe that one of these things could grow up into anything that looks like Piranha. This is an alien planet, so who knows? Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry. She takes you over to a shelf that seems to hold medical supplies. You're not sure what can be done with your broken ribs, but maybe she has some kind of alien technology that can help. Once she starts going through the cabinet, you don't see anything that looks high-tech like the things that fixed your arm. I guess that's most of what we have is stuff for the regulars. I'm not familiar enough with your bizarre anatomy to know if it'll help. But if you're not completely sure how to do something, it's best to try anyway. Even if you fail, everyone else can still learn from your mistakes. Maybe you won't fail. You never know. You're not sure about applying these ethos to your broken ribs? But she looks so determined, it might be rude to say no. Go for it. My ribs are already broken, so what's the harm? Okay, come here. Lift up your shirt so I can see your insert bell sack enclosures. Yes, like that. Turn the part that's all bloody and horrifying towards me. She has something that looks like some kind of appointments. It's like a shade of bright green similar to the slime beds you see around the nursery. And it also seems to be glowing. Seems like there's nothing wrong about applying it to your skin. But despite your optimism, the second Piranha rubs some of it on your broken skin, you feel a searing hot pain like you just got doused with poison. You plunge backward instinctively, your momentum carries you too far, and as you step back, you trip on something behind your feet. You cartwheel your arms, but it's no use. You're going down. You're yelling timber. Oh. You feel something soft and squishy break your fall, and you hear a terrible squelching noise and some kind of animal squeal. You have fallen right onto one of the regulars. You roll off of it, but there's no use. It's squished flat, and you're covered in olive fluid that you might think is just Beat's blood. You look up to see Piranha's horrified face, and you know that there's no hope for friendship in those vengeful eyes. You might want to run before I throw you out this window and break the rest of your bones. Alternia's deadliest ass? Oh, I like that art. That's cute. Thanks, but no thanks. I'll just heal on my own. Oh, well, for sure. I'm worried about you, though. You seem like you need help, and I wish I could help you more. If I can't take care of someone, I'm not sure how we can ever truly be friends. You try to cheer her up, pointing out that friendship is a two-way street after all. She doesn't have to concern herself with your mutilated frame. How can you help her instead? Well, sure, there are things around here that I could use some assistance with. However, don't take this the wrong way. We've only just met. I don't know that I can trust you to be as responsible as I am. It's not easy to be the one in charge. You have to be 1, conscientious, 2, considerate, and 3, confident at all times. I like you. I like you already. You try to think of times in your life when you've been conscientious, considerate, or competent. You're drawing a bit of a blank, but hey, new planet, new you. You assure her that you have what it takes. I guess if you want to prove that you can be responsible, I can let you help me out today. It's good time for a visit to the mother grub. You're careful to step around all the little guys on the floor as you head out of the nursery. I forgot how friendly Ronnie is. She is very friendly. And of course, when you kill a baby in front of her, she wants you dead. But honestly, if a woman didn't react like that, of just you casually just murdering one, like, with your fat ass, I'd be a little more scared, a little more worried, Like someone just sees you like casually plant your ass on a baby and they like nothing changes. No, the expression does not change. I'd be scared. I'd be a little worried. Might be in the house of a serial killer. He takes you back outside, and these caverns are even bigger than you first realize. They're also dark and cold and gloomy, and you can't see anywhere that might lead up to the planet's surface. Does he really just live down here all the time? To make some conversation during this hike in Damp Cave, you mentioned that living underground seems like it would be kind of depressing. You realized too late that this wasn't very tactful, but she didn't get angry at your confrontational gambit of insulting her home. Oh no, it's very peaceful down here. Well, in comparison to anywhere else. I quite enjoy it. Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry. I'm tempted to do that for 5 minutes. We got a plot to get through, and I want to know more about her. The breeding caverns are a place for life and birth, not death. That's pretty uncommon in Alternia. You're still not sure what she means by brooding caverns? But you guess that's nothing to do with those wrigglers in the nursery. Before you get asked, you reach the top of a ridge and get a new, wider view of the rest of this cavern. It's enormous, probably the size of a small city. All over the cave floor, you see more wrigglers crawling everywhere. Cocoons line the walls and the larger stalactites, with some young trolls crawling out of them. Walking, flying, and crawling among the wrigglers and young trolls are a variety of white monsters, of all kinds and shapes and sizes. In the center of the cavern there is... you don't even know how to describe it. It's like a huge, many-legged queen bug of some kind, with a goat-shaped skull and horns coming out of her head. Her bulbous sphincter ripples as she lays a continuous stream of hundreds of eggs from which you assume the gray wrigglers will hatch. And marching through all of this, you see several hulking bipedal creatures, each carrying 2 buckets either to or away from the mother grub. They look armed, and they move like regimented troops, soldiers of some kind. You're instinctively terrified of them. This is where the magic happens, and by that I mean the continuation of our species. Jadebloods like myself are entrusted with looking after this process, which is of course a very special job. The Imperial drones carry filial pails of genetic material to the mother grub for sludgery. 2. She lays eggs that hatch new grub broods. 3. After the wrigglers emerge from their cocoons, the new patrols will go through the trials, and the ones that make it will be selected by Lucis to help care for them. Together, the young trolls and their Lucis go up to the surface together, where the trolls will grow up, or get cold, or whatever. So... I think it was interesting because, if I remember right, well, they were on different planets, I think. I just remember for Karkat's turn, I think, because they're each on a different planet, if I remember correctly. And I think Karkat was lived on Alternia, but like everyone lived far away. And that's something I noticed of the first episode of Hiveswap is that residences were very close to each other. As Branya explains troll reproduction to you, one of the Imperial drones veers sharply to the left in the process, trampling over a few wrigglers and young trolls. The drones continue on, but several of the Lucii cry out, crowding around their dead or injured charges. One of them, a gigantic beast that resembles a bison, bells and rears up on its hind legs, hitting one of the other Lucis with its front hoof. Oh geez, not again. This kind of damage control is a lot of what we have to deal with. Whenever a Lucis goes rogue out of grief or confusion, there's a potential for it to lash out the other Lucy. Lucii. The Wrigglers or the Mother Grub herself. We J-Bloods cannot let that happen. She looks so concerned. A marked contrast to how calm she seemed before now. You offered to help her out earlier, but it seems like now's your chance. Someone has to stop that rogue Lucis. And that someone could be you? Be a weenie. I feel like the theme of this episode is be a weenie. You definitely do not like the idea of wadding into a monster fight, not even to save the progenitor of a new friend species. In fact, you don't like that Branya is so focused on protecting all these helpless toddlers and distressed animals instead of taking care of you. Really, bro? Really? You came into her house, my guy. You don't get to be like this. You stammer out that you don't think you can take on any kind of monster right now. In fact, you just felt another stab of pain in your ribs. You might be blacking out. Bronya's concerned face turns in your direction as you start to swoon. She catches you before you hit the ground and your heart flutters. Nani? You look up at her serious face and she looks like such a mother, but also such a friend. Yeah, she looks like a mommy. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? I'm sorry. I want to do that for 5 minutes, but again, I want to see this story. I want to see these two women. Like some sort of combination of those two concepts. Yikes, you don't look so good. I can't leave you alone, not when you're such bad shape. Maybe I carry you on my back while I try to stop the rampaging Lucis? Your heart flutters, turns to pinpricks of alarm. That sounds dangerous, mainly for you. Try to think of what you can say to dissuade her. Something other than, I think you should ignore the helpless babies and mother in danger behind you in favor of continuing to hold me in your strong arms. But before you can speak, you hear a commotion behind her. She turns to look over her shoulder, and her face sags with relief. Yes, the other Jades are here. They should know what to do. We've taken care of crises like this before. Of course, usually I'm there to help. If you crane your neck, you can just glimpse a crowd of trolls corralling the rogue Lucis away from the Mother Grub, while other trolls calm the remaining Lucii and swoop up the Wrigglers in harm's way. Looks like I needn't have worried. There's more than capable of stepping in while I'm otherwise occupied. I'm so proud. Take this opportunity to compliment her on what a good leader she must be, to have trained the others so well. Super smooth. He beams at you and sets you down carefully on the cavern floor, kneeling at your side. This could have gone quite badly. Just, the PNGs always get me, just the way they banish from existence. Yep, pop in, pop out of existence. I'm glad I didn't make the wrong choice when I stayed to help you instead of rushing off. It just goes to show, sometimes the best thing you do for the group is take care of the weakest person in it. You kind of want to object to being called the weakest person, but you did just fake a fainting spell for attention, so maybe now isn't the best time. Instead, you thank her sincerely for sticking by your side. The two of you watch together as order is gradually restored to the chaos below, and even with your injuries, you feel close to content and quite hopeful about how the relationship is progressing. You notice that at your side, several Wrigglers are blindly swarming around, confused and crying. There are some young trolls here too, looking around all lost and bereft. You're not sure if their Lucii ran off with the others that got involved in the ruckus, or if it was those little guys, or if these little guys are orphans now. Now that you're seeing them out in the natural cavern light, the Wrigglers look less like maggots to you. In fact, they look even kind of cute. You can see why Branya would want to take care of them. One of the smallest wrigglers closest to you has somehow flipped himself over on his back and seems unable to right himself, his little legs waving in the air while he cries. Trying to be careful of your ribs, you reach out to scoop him up and cradle him to your chest, rocking him back and forth until his cries quiet down. Wow, he has a very strong nurturing instinct. I think he likes you. You almost look like you could be his Lucis. For a Jade Blood, you are pleased that she approves of your caretaking display. The wriggler's cough breaks through your haze of smug satisfaction, and when you look down, you realize that he seems to be having trouble breathing. You point this out to Branya. Good observation. You really are a natural at taking care of other creatures, aren't you? Some people find that nurturing ability to be very attractive in a potential friend. Homie? But as for the wriggler, this is definitely not a good sign. I'm surprised none of these drones have noticed that he's sick. If we leave him here, he'll be cold for sure. Branya takes the wriggler from you, and you're more than happy to hand him over considering that you have no idea what to do with a sick baby that's not of your species. Also, your broken ribs makes holding a baby kinda painful, and Branya holds the wriggler closely, but with perfect ease. Just like you hope she'll cradle your new friendship in its infancy. Once Branya feels assured that her Jades have the situation at the Brooding Caverns under control, you both take the wiggler back to the Jade Blood Nursery. You hover around uselessly while Branya sets up some kind of crib filled with green slime. You're a little more concerned she takes the wriggler and submerges him under the slime because, he was already having trouble breathing. Surely drowning in slime won't help. The Sapor should help strengthen his bellow sacs and soothe his sorrow shoots. When he gets healthy again, I'll take him back to the cavern and set him free to make his cocoon of pupatates. But he's so small, it's unlikely he'll survive the trials or be selected by Lucis. You hate to see Branya looking sad. You try to be sympathetic, mentioning your astute observation that the soul system set up with the wrigglers and the trials and the culling seems pretty brutal. Oh, what? Oh no, I would never suggest. This is just the way the world works, and it's fine. It's fine. The trials are how young trolls prove that they are strong enough to survive. It's only right for the weak to be culled. It's the purpose of Jade's Bloods to ensure the continuation of our species, and consequently, the hemospectrum. 1. We are not revolutionaries. 2. We're meant to do our jobs and keep our heads down and keep things running smoothly. I would never presume to question the basic tenets of Alternian society. That'd bring negative attention from the High Bloods. I just want to keep my Jades safe. You look around the nursery and all these injured or undeveloped wrigglers that Branya was supposed to let die. You think it might not be true that she doesn't question the way her world works? She's looking at you like she's scared you'll call her on it and expose her altruistic tendencies. Try to salvage this conversation thread. Did you say that culling wrigglers sounded brutal? You meant neutral. Yes, you feel 100% neutral in this topic, neither committed to the culling side of things nor eager to take up arms in revolution. Ah yes, neutral is how I feel about it as well. What a good word to describe exactly how I feel about all controversial political subjects. Did I mention that keeping this nursery isn't technically illegal? Because it isn't, technically. Yes, there's no reason for any of Triva's drones to come investigating our hive, and if any drones do come knocking, we have nothing to hide. No borderline revolutionary ideas will be tolerated within these walls. Branya laughs nervously and looks around the room. If she's making sure that any Imperial drones hiding in here heard her announcement. I feel bad for how nervous she is. You didn't mean to freak her out. You tell her that she sounds super convincing, and why shouldn't she? Because she's clearly telling the truth. If you were an Imperial drone, you would definitely be satisfied right now for clearly law-abiding and neutral ways. Thank you. That means a lot. You cast about for something to change the subject. Mention that your ribs are feeling a bit better. Ranya's face brightens, and she lifts up your arm gently so she can touch the inner part of your torso. Examining it in her typically responsible and authoritative way. You shiver and wonder if her touch has healing properties. I'm glad to hear that. After all, I don't like it when my friends suffer. Your heart leaps. You look up. scarcely allowing yourself to hope. Could it be? Or was you just making a general statement? If you're not in any more pain, hopefully that means your injuries will heal soon. I'll take care of you until then. My friend, you are overcome. Your eyes filled with tears. Piranha smiles at you and squeezes your hand. Hell yeah, gamer. Alright, let's fuck up. Fight the monster, save the day, you got this. The bison Lucis seems to be causing quite the ruckus. All the Luci have now gotten riled up too, with some of them trying to gather wrigglers to keep them out of harm's way and others just getting hyped to thrash. Seems like it could turn into a monster stampede, and they're close to the Mother Grove's big, soft, vulnerable abdomen. Not great. Fighting a monster single-handedly seemed like a daunting first step in friendship, but you did tell her you could be responsible. You square your shoulders and tell Briny that she has nothing to worry about. You're going to stop that Lucis, calm down all the other Luci, and protect the Mother Grub, all without breaking a sweat, hopefully without breaking any more bones either. Whoa there, I was going to suggest that I go after it while you stay here. You seem kind of weak and fragile, even apart from your injuries, I mean. I don't want you to get hurt worse, and I'm not sure I trust anyone other than myself to take the lead on this. That wasn't quite the reaction you were hoping for. Normally, you would be all about sitting back and letting her protect you, because, well, protective and responsible is a good look on her. Damn straight it is. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry. You sure that this is no sweat for you? You take down raging bison back on your home planet all the time. You're known for it, actually. Well, if you say that this isn't your first ungulate romping gallop exhibition, I'll believe you. I'll hang back to let you give it a shot. But if it gets too overwhelming in there, I'm right here. 1. Caring for the Mother Grub is my responsibility as a Jadeblood. 2. I've never abandoned a friend to deal with a mess on their own. If we end up being friends, that is. Oh, hell yes. Now you have reason to hope. He's just shaking. Yeah, see, he's scared. He's scared of me. You approach the rampaging bison with caution. Do old bison have horns like this? Maybe they do. You're no bison expert, but you're pretty sure they don't all have teeth that nasty. Bison on Earth mostly eat grass, don't they? This guy doesn't look like he's an herbivore. At first, you try to calm down Lucis down by talking to it, but your soothing words have no effect. In fact, you might have just made it even angrier by suggesting that it pause and take some deep breaths in reaction to its trampled charge. You're not even sure it is understanding human speech, come to think of it. You circle around it, wishing that you had some kind of lasso or something. Maybe you could herd it away from the Mother Grub. You look around to see if any of those other Luci look vaguely like Earth Shepherd dogs. No dice. You hesitate too long and the Lucis turns away, and its furious eyes falling on the Mother Grub. It stamps its hooves, snorts air out of its nostrils, and screams in a way that sounds a lot more hellish than you imagine normal bison are capable of. It's obviously about to charge, and you can only think of one thing to do. In desperation, you leap forward and tackle it football style, doing everything you can with your flimsy human body to drag it to its side. It half works. You paw into the Lucis and stop it in its tracks, but it topples over onto a nest of wrigglers, taking you down with it. Wrigglers and young trolls go bouncing everywhere, squealing in distress, and their Luci descend upon you in rage. Everything is in chaos for a while. You're trapped beneath the bison Lucis, which is very worrying for all of your body parts, and you think you might feel something important rupturing inside you. But hey, on the bright side, this crushing mass is protecting you from all the other pissed off Luci trying to attack you. Just as your whole breathing situation is starting to get dicey, you hear commotion and what sounds possibly the trouncing of some of the smaller Luci that were trying to get to you. The crowd of beasts around you scatters, and then you hear her. Oof, I'm having a hard time getting this thing off of you. And he's still very angry. He keeps trying to kick me. Where's a bronze blood when you need one? You know, you don't know what that means, but hey, you're very grateful that she's here to help you. You try to communicate this, but it comes out gargled from all the blood in your mouth. Don't try to speak, or move, or help. You experience a sinking feeling that could be related to your diminishing odds of impressing Rania and becoming her friend. Or it could be all the compression of all your internal organs. Either way, it's tough to feel optimistic right now. Before you can give in to complete despair, you have other voices. Your view is blocked by the massive bison flesh on top of you. But could it be? Are these other people here to save you? Finally, I was wondering where all you've gone to. Let's all work together, girls. 1. You two grab his horns to keep the head still and keep it from biting anyone. 2. The rest of you come around with me and keep its backside so we can push it without getting kicked. You hear some grunting and muttering, and the bison starts making noises that sound more confused and less furious. The pressure and pain of your chest briefly spike in intensity as the thing's weight shifts, and then they must succeed in dragging it off you because suddenly you can breathe again. But the crisis is not over yet. While you're still testing the use of your lungs and blinking up at the cavern ceiling, you hear a cacophony of enraged beast noises. Uh-oh, the other Lucii are still agitated. Get down there and try to calm them down. Protect the mother grub. Try to lift yourself up to see what's going on, but putting any weight on your arms makes you feel like you're putting... Maybe all of your bones got turned to confetti? Painful confetti. You feel strong hands propping up gently. Now your head is in Brania's lap. Try to focus more on how this is a nice place for your head to be, and less on the pain. This is not good. I don't know if my jades can reach the stampede in time and the mother grub could get injured. Not to mention all these wigglers in danger. Oh no. You don't think this situation can get any worse, but now you see that several of the Imperial drones that had been about to leave the cavern have trained back, drawn by all the noise and chaos. Maybe this could be a good thing? Maybe they can instill some order? Fuck, they're going to kill everyone! She scrambles to her feet, in the process letting your head whack down on the cave floor. Your vision swims, but you can still make out the drones firing indiscriminately. The Lucii, the grubs and the wrigglers, and the jade bloods. One laser beam skims the side of the mother grub's massive midsection, and her screams are so loud that the ceiling shakes and a few stalactites shake loose, falling on drones and Lucii and wigglers alike. It's a total catastrophe. A whole rainbow's worth of troll, wiggler, and Lucis blood is splattering the cavern walls. Rania seems paralyzed by the chaos, looking from her jades to the mother grub to the imperiled wigglers, like she's not sure who to help first. Can't believe it. This is the worst disaster we've ever had down here. And all because I thought I could sit back and let someone else be responsible for once. If I were a less secure person, I could let this moment plant... If I were a less secure person, I could let this moment plant a seed of self-doubt in my mind about my ability to take care of others and do my job well. Or I could chalk it up to you being really fucking stupid. You shrink under the weight of her glare. She's green in the face of how angry she is. You swallow and manage to spit out enough blood to ask a question that you already know is hopeless. Does this mean you can't be friends? Are you serious right now? I do not make friends with anyone who recklessly endangers the trolls and wigglers under my care. Game over. You killed them all. Alright. Time to befriend another baddie. I'm weak. I'm weak, bros. I don't know, man. Already got one peak. Can I handle two? Bros, I'm so cooked. As dawn approaches, you find yourself heading out of the big city into the rustic outskirts. Man, the sun sure is bright on this planet. It's rising over the crest of the distant hills, a huge fiery ball. The later it gets, the bigger and bigger it grows. Way bigger than you've ever seen the sun on Earth. What's that smell? Could it be your flesh beginning to sizzle? Could it be your flesh beginning to sizzle? Fantastic. You love the country. No wonder the nightlife seems so active all Turnia. They are all nocturnal to avoid brutal daily roasting. You reach into your pocket for your cool new shades, but you appear to have left them at your friend's house. Fuck. You gotta get yourself together. The recent physical trauma and extensive blood loss got you a little fuzzy. You weren't built for this wilderness survival shit. I'm starting to wish you'd just stolen a fucking Lamborghini or something instead of a spaceship. Ah, so you're a bit of a criminal. This seriously isn't looking good. The city is too far away now for you to turn back, so you have no choice but to keep walking. Maybe you could find a cave or a hole in the ground. Maybe you can just cover yourself with grass. You wish that someone had mentioned the depth zone in between offering you alien meat products and calling you their muse. Off to your left in the distance, you catch sight of what might be the shimmer of sunlight on glass. A window? A solar plane. You could seriously clean up with renewable energy on this planet. Should you change your trajectory and go towards the shimmer, it might be a mirage. Oh, let's do the bad ending first. It's probably gonna be nothing. So forget it's probably the bad end. Honestly, you could probably see this one coming. So that means the next choice we get probably is going to either lead us to the true ending of this and then the bad end. So like we just have 2 more endings to get. Go towards the shimmer. You turn your aching, stinging meat sack towards the distant promising sparkle of safety and succor. You focus on just staying upright, one step at a time, just keep swimming or whatever. God, the sun though. You need SPF 5 million for this nonsense. But then, almost like it has picked itself up to come spilling to meet you, you suddenly find yourself in front of a long, low structure. You let out a yelp of anguish, pounding on the door. At least you hope it's the door. What in the world? The door opens and you fall inside with one of the most pathetic whimpers of your career. Blessed darkness comes in on you. From right beside you comes a snuffling yip, like some joker's making fun of your dire situation. Something warm and wet glides up your stinging cheeks. Hold on, lady. Give him some room. A pair of hands help you sit up, gently. Your eyes haven't adjusted enough to make out more than a couple of shades, one upright and one lower to the ground. Oh, what are you doing out there? Can you stand? Strong arms pull you to your feet. You wonder if everyone on this planet is strong, or if you were just extremely flimsy. They guide you to a chair at the end of a long table. Stutteringly, you begin to explain yourself, that you're injured, exhausted traveler who is ravenous for pals. Well, bless you. Oh, God, bros, I'm weak. God, bro. No. But yes. But hold on a tick. Dinner's about to burn. Now that your rescuer mentioned it, you do smell something. It smells amazing. Funny you should just blunder in here like that. I was just saying, wasn't I, lady? It's been so long since we had any sort of guest who wouldn't appear in drones out to rob us. You rub at your watering, slowly clearing eyes, and you look up at your rescuer finally comes into focus. She's taller than anyone else you've met here, you think. Also, maybe a little older. Not that you're an expert in troll physiology, she just has an area of knowledgeable competence. She's wearing a fringed jacket and holding up a plate. Literally the most beautiful thing you've ever seen on this planet. In fact, maybe in any planets. You start to wonder yourself, was it worth stealing that ship to come here? And you land on the answer, fuck yes. There is no other choice. This was the right choice. There you go. Your Oculus feeling any better? By the by, my name's Skyla. Pleasure to meet you. And this here's lady. Dog. She looks down, and at first you think she means the table, and then you look under the table at the giant monster dog looking up at you. You jolt so hard you almost fly backward out of your goddamn chair. Whoa there. No need for theatrics. It looks a little like one of those Lassie dogs with the pointed nose, except ginormous and pure white. It barks practically shake the whole house. Hey there, lady. No need for rude. Clearly they've had one hell of a time. They don't leave you looking dangerous. Just really peculiar. Besides, if they truly try anything, you mean you take them. Scully puts her hands on her hips, staring at you down with thunderous yellow eyes. Beautiful thunderous eyes you mentioned. Right? No funny business here. You swallow a nod, trying to look unthreatening and obligating. Ready for anything. For instance, friendship. You are so ready for that. Scully sets down the plate she's holding. Here, have some grub cake. There's plenty. That sounds gross as hell, but what's sitting on the plate looks and smells almost like a normal pancake, golden brown and crispy at the edges. There's boiled tree blood too if you like, also churned dairy product. She puts down a carafe of syrup and a dish of butter. Man, everything here has really weird names. Stella pours out a cup of some very familiar smelling liquid. Brown bean juice, I guess? Coffee or tea? Probably coffee. Skylar raised an eyebrow. No, that's just coffee. She sits down next to you. Oh my. You're lucky you were only out in the light at dawn. No one wants to be out in direct alternate sunlight besides Jade Bloods. And no offense, but you certainly ain't no Jade Blood I've ever seen. At first I thought you were some sort of mutated Lucis because you don't have horns and you run and you've been up a storm back there. But you're an alien, right? No, don't worry. I won't call the drones. I best be getting used to being around aliens anyway. Seeing as how I'm gonna be seeing a whole mess of them y'all come next week. She laughs nervously. You aren't sure what she's talking about? You even need to specify that anymore? It's just natural law at this point. Gravity, the conversation of energy, you don't know what the fuck is going on. Well, would you mind drawing a bath for, I guess? No offense, you smell like you use one. You can't argue for that. You offer her a cautious smile. God, she seems so nice and caring, and you've been burned before, and cut, and generally kicked around by fate. It's a tough world out there. You want to trust Skylar. You want to be with Skylar. You want Skylar. Lady takes a bucket in her muzzle and runs out into the yard, getting up on her hind legs and batting at the door latch to open it. Adorable. The sun is high enough now that the whole landscape outside is washed in white. Oh god, the dog! Oh, it's sweet of you to worry. Who said I find mowing outside for a while in the daylight? Their coach reflect lights or something to that effect. I don't really know how it works. I ain't exactly known for my scientific acumen. You tell her that she seems pretty smart from where you're standing. As cynical as you are becoming, you just can't help trying to be your friend. She's so nice and, wow, really pretty. Damn straight, son. Not that that's requirement for friendship, but your retinas would have to be way more scalded than they are now to not notice that. That's nice of you to say, but it wouldn't really matter if I was a bona fide genius. Someone of my caste could never hope to rise up in the ranks. Oh, best can hope is for hauling crates in some cargo vessel. Ranks? Cargo vessel? You swallow your bite of grub cake. Ray to ask if she is thinking about joining the military, but just then a swirl of noise erupts from outside the house. Shouts, crashes, and ladies' frantic barks. Skyla gasps and launches herself out of her chair, knocking over the carafe of syrup. It oozes across the tabletop in a sticky wave. Oh no, not now! What the hell's going on? Bandits! Goddamn Lucis thieves! You don't get the chance to ask anything else before Skylar careens towards the door, throwing up an arm as blazing white light pours in. Oh gosh, she's going to go outside and burn up. She isn't thinking straight. You've got to do something. Oh, what the hell? You've already experienced the Alternian sun. It sucked a whole lot. Maybe now will suck less because of how bad it sucked then. Just a sliding scale of suckage. Kyla plunges out into the daylight in the direction of the commotion, and like a big dumb asshole, you barrel out into the blazing hellscape after her. Surprise! It still sucks! You've had sunburns before, but this is ridiculous. This is a fucking monster of a gas giant pointing and laughing at the tiny speck of humanity you represent, trembling before the void. It's a pure assault of all in your senses. The light is almost as bad as the heat, and you put up your arm to block the glare, following the dust Skyla kicks up behind her. You doubt your eyes will ever adjust to this fuckery, but you can see a little better than before. There are about a dozen of them, all of them trolls, all wearing dark padded outfits that cover their faces. They look halfway between hazmat suits and SWAT uniforms. All of them have big, fake-looking guns that probably aren't fake. In fact, one of them shoots a laser at your face. You duck, and it leaves a blazing heat trail across your cheek. But as all of you is currently burning, it doesn't really break your stride. Skylar throws herself into the fray, letting out a war cry accompanied by the sound of a fist hitting flesh. It's 12 against 2, which, if you remember your fractions right, It's not unlike 6 against 1. But those guys had probably not been expecting a frontal assault, and they had definitely not been expecting a Skyla, who's frankly fucking terrifying, and it's even hotter because of that. She shoves 3 trolls down like dominoes, grabbing up a discarded gun and shooting all 3 while they're on the ground. You've never been in a fight before? A fucking all-out brawl? It's scary. Now that you're in the thick of it, also kind of awesome. Also, Skyla's kind of awesome. You start to think to yourself, Skyla's really fucking awesome. Not kind of. You don't know where the kind of came from, but you know, it's just, you don't want to start out immediately. That'd be too strong. But you realize that, no, this is the appropriate amount. It is just fucking awesome. Skyla is, that is. Sure, your skin is burning and you could be killed at any moment, but it's not how it goes on this planet. You just gotta get into the swing of things. Take no prisoners, kill or be killed, hell yeah. You pop one of the bandit trolls in the face. Fuck. That probably hurt your fist more than it hurt the troll. But it does throw some of them off balance for long enough for Skyla to smash the butt of her gun to the side of their head. Recompilation of Rikku loving women is needed. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's happened often on stream, has it? Like, I'm gonna be frank, it just hasn't happened often on stream. I'm trying to think of any game before this. Like Baldur's Gate 3, I liked Shadowheart, but I don't think it was like this level of me like, oh yeah, pop off queen. Yeah, no, it hasn't. You pop one of the bandit trolls in the face. Fuck, that probably hurt your fist more than it hurt the troll, but it does throw them off balance enough for throw them off for long enough for Skyla to smash the butt of their gun into the side of their head. Yeehaw! Hell yeah! She gives you a wide grin. The two of you are beaming at each other while a hostile alien stun tries to bullet away the liquid from your eyeballs, and a bunch of bandits try to dog nap a giant monster. You love this girl. You're damn right I do. Fuck. In a friendship way. But still, you love her. You make an awesome team. Another troll comes up behind Skyla, and she smashes an elbow into their throat, grabbing them by the front of their uniform and suplexing them into the dusty ground. She wails on them with her bare hands. God, she's really hot. Get lady. All right, similar to where the Lucis is thrashing inside a big black net. You don't have any way to cut her free, but she's already doing great on her own, biting through the fabrics of her big sharp teeth. You hold the net still for her to finish the job, then pull it off so she can enjoy the fray. It's over fast after that. How did they even get lady into the net in the first place? She's so giant and quick. Grabbing trolls in her jaws and shaking them like chew toys? The remaining 5 who are still standing jump into their weird little dune buggies and make tracks. Emphasis on the bug. They look like scuttling little beetles. Skyla chases after them for a few hundred yards, throwing the gun after them and shouting obscenities. And stay away, you hear? Tell the rest of them why you don't ever fuck with Rusty's ranch. She stands silhouetted against the blazing sun. The dust trails vanishing in the distance. You are awash in heady victory, giggling like a lunatic before the adrenaline kind of drains out of you all at once. You are violently reminded of your fucked up ribs and recent blood loss. The turning sun beats down and your arms are already covered in raised patches of red skin. This is a sunburn turned up to 11. Whoa there, are you okay? Skyla's swaying too. A spray of green olive blood covers her cheek. At least some rainbow blood on this planet means you can be sure it isn't hers. She still looks rough, kind of how you feel. Lady, come here, girl. Wow, you're just gonna sit down. Maybe just take a little break. The pale landscape swoops, growing even paler. No, you can't rest here. You'll die, dumbass. I'm not letting anything happen to my new best friend. Get up. Wait, your new best friend? Holy shit. That makes you so happy. You absolutely can't die here. Not when you've just made such an amazing friend. Somehow the two of you manage to drag each other across the yard towards house. Hive. You're gonna get this thing down if it kills you. Whenever you feel somewhat about to fall forward, you lean on Skyla. When you start to fall back, Lady's there to brace yourself against the back of your knees. She is such a good Lucis. You wonder if she'll be your friend too. Her muzzle is dripping with a soup of multicolored alien blood. When you get back into the darkness of the hive, you can't see shit. Dang, your species really ain't suited for this kind of environment, huh? Can't even see in the dark. In demonstration, you walk right to the table. You've about had it, tables. You were sworn enemies at this point. Please don't knock down my nutrition platform. I built it myself. Sounds exhausted but giddy. Dang, you really did that thing, didn't you? You kind of want to go in for a hug, but that sunburn is really something. It feels like tiny needles piercing your arms and cheeks. The back of your neck is a colony of fire ants. Oh yeah, feels bad. Feels real bad, don't it? Come on, there's only one way to cure for sun rash. Skyla takes your hand. Gosh, this is next level friendship stuff. She leads you through her hive, and who knows if you are ever going to get back all of your vision back. Maybe you're just blind for life. You have to get a cane and a whimsical aesthetic. Learn to navigate the world by smell alone. No, that'd be stupid. Don't you fucking diss my homegirl Terezi. She was a goat. She is goated. She remains goated. Here we go. My coop isn't big, but you're kind of scrawny. Well, what are you waiting for? Take your clothes off. Man, the sun must have fucked with you more than just your eyes, because you could have sworn Skylar just told you to take your clothes off. You might be dead already. You might be in heaven. You might be in super heaven with the fucking all-you-can-eat sea platter buffet. You are seriously not getting to my recruiting in those filthy rags. I'm not even sure what these clothes were supposed to be doing originally. Yeah, you aren't sure about your look either. Another new friend of yours told you it was rad, but you were both a little high at the time. You might be a little high right now. I wonder if sunstroke causes auditory hallucinations. Also, you don't know what a raccoon is. Really? What the heck do you sleep in your planet? You hear rustling followed by the sound of closing the floor and then a weird gloop glop. Like someone getting to a bathtub, only thicker. Troll didn't have a super well. I don't really know what would happen. I reckon it wouldn't be great. It can speed the healing process for burns and small wounds. I'm not sure it's gonna do to your weird and alien anatomy. I don't see how it's gonna make it any worse. You tell Skylar that in your experience, things can only get worse, especially from her perspective right now. She's about to see you naked. Nothing like a little self-depreciating humor as an A+ cover for crippling insecurity. Skylar laughed. Come on now. I'm sure you're a plenty healthy example of your species. Get in already. Promise I promise this isn't any sort of pale solicitation. Or flush for that matter. I know it's awkward, but I only got the one coop. Yeah, right, yeah, okay, yeah. You could do this. You could make this not weird. Of course, you trip taking off your goddamn pants as Skyla starts laughing all over again. Not in a mean way, more in a chill, please join me in my slime bathtub, old chum way. A non-awkward way. In a friend way. Bros, I fucking won on life. Do we keep going or do I stop here? I've reached peak. I've got what I want. Wait, she comes back? Volume 9 of Gaze is Cool and Temper's Hot. Yeah, she comes back. Of endings of many. Of teen and tech. Volume 14 of Cleanliness and Cleanliness. Oh boy. All right. So yeah, tomorrow we'll be doing another 2 volumes. We'll be doing 4 and 5. Yeah, no, I really like Skyla. Holy shit. That is just my type right there. Yeah, no, I'm trying to think when I have quote unquote simped this hard for a woman on stream. Like I've talked about my affections for Stolfluent and Ishmael, but that's like not during the actual game or anything. That's just like in a conversation I've had afterwards of something. Like I think that's one of the first times. Of course, like there's also I forgot the other girl's name. I just remember Skylar. She's taking up all my headspace right now. Yeah, no, I can't think of another time. Yeah, no, I think that's a first. All right. I think I will call it there. I just read something funny. I am begging VTubers to stop using everyone pings in Discord servers unless it's life-alteringly important. It'll just make everyone leave. If anyone wants a heads up, reaction rules for going live, announcements, etc., then I'm happy to help. Everyone pings are so unnecessary. And then one of the VTubers responds with, "Don't listen to the pre-debut VTuber. It's funny." And then it's the fucking the VTuber going bros, bros, and then they add everyone because it's the new horse race test episode. Oh, that's good. I like that. It's a fun tweet. Man, I feel bad whoever just joined right now that missed out my reaction to Skyla. Woof. Man, it's so sad I'm gonna delete this VOD immediately right now, and there's no way to ever see it again. Oh well, that's for them to have to deal with, not on me. Yeah, no, we're if you want to see me quite literally simping for a woman in 4K live, check out the Skyla part of this VOD. Um I was not ready for Skyla just to be peak. Truly, I was not. I folded immediately. I was like, haha. Oh, the girl that kind of looks like Kanaya, she's pretty great. Huh? She has motherly instincts. And then Skyla started talking. It's like, oh damn, oh god, I'm weak. I lost. It's so fucking over, bros. It's so fucking over for me. All right, and with that, I will call it here. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, tomorrow more WoW and more Homestuck or Hiveswap. Yeah, I'm excited to see how the rest of this goes. So we'll see you tomorrow, guys. Take care and see you next time. Bye bye.